But I want to go back to Ruben Bain because you're someone that knows a lot of these kids, especially the local ones, but all over from the time they play Optimist football. You got relationships with a lot of these guys, and Ruben made it a point after the game to say, "Hey, to all you little guys out there, to look up to me." You know, and to paraphrase, it's like there's nothing better than doing it at home, at the school in your hometown. And I'm just wondering, do you think that message resonates out there in the community to some of these kids that are coming up that there is pride, there is something special about staying home and doing it at a place that's in your hometown?
I think not so much with the kids. I think kids don't really pay close attention to that. When you're recruiting openly like that, you're talking to the parents and the decision makers.
Right.
The people who are influencing the social circles around the kid are the biggest influence on where that kid goes. And that just, it's always been like that. I've known Ruben Bain since he was in sixth grade. He was always an oversized kid who, has been on the line. The thing about him, he was always a basketball player. So he was athletic, even though he had, you know, big size. His dad's a really big dude. His brother's a big dude, played at FAU. He's got bloodlines. And his dad played at Morris Brown and HBCU in Atlanta and at Carroll City with Rick Ross and on some of those really good, Wesley Frazier, Carroll City teams. If you're familiar with, Miami history, he was one of the, most prominent coaches of the 90s. So at the end of the day, you're talking about a kid that grew up around what it takes to be tough and strong and be Miami, and he's very much that. And so he had an opportunity to play at Miami. He could have gone anywhere he really wanted to. Auburn, Louisville, and some other schools were in the mix late. He was prioritized here. I wasn't sure, to be honest, that he was big enough to play defensive end. I didn't know that they were going to predominantly use him outside in college. I thought surely they'll move him inside. Surely they'll, make him a three technique, but they left him out there. And he's just proven Lance Guidry and Mario Cristobal right. And it's just incredible to see. Now, I will say this, as time goes on, he'll have to develop and improve because just like, guys who do really, really well one year and they've come basically from nowhere, everybody's going to have film on him next year. I mean, we're not talking about next year yet, but I'm just saying a lot of the things he's getting away with and doing, he will have to perfect and show something, because they'll have all off season to break him down. Every offensive staff will start with preparing for Ruben Bain. You're seeing it with Cam Kitchens. You know what I mean? You're seeing, people having the opportunity to break a guy's game down. They know he jumps on certain routes. They know he does certain things, and they're taking advantage of that. And so you have to scout yourself in year two. When you have that breakout year, your biggest problem is you have to try to figure out if I was posing me, what would I do to slow me down? And so for right now, it's all systems go with Ruben Bain. The message to me, though, resonates the most with the people, the social circles around kids, the youth coaches, the parents, the uncles, the aunties, the people you see at your graduation parties, your homecomings, the people who show up to you and whisper little things in your ear and plant seeds. Now, when those people can really get behind you staying at home and going to games, and once you make that decision and you come out of a game and you see 15 people just waiting to hug and squeeze on you after you've had a good game or even after a bad game, that's big.